Hello Accounting 101 students. In this video, we will go over important information for Exam 1. Please take time to read through this announcement very carefully to make sure that you are prepared to take our exam, which is 15% of your total course grade. So in this announcement, it is important to note that the Exam 1 link will be available at the beginning of the exam time in our modules area in Canvas. So as soon as your exam time starts, you'll want to go into the modules area in Canvas and click on the exams module, and this is where you will find the first exam. And as soon as you open up the exam, it will tell you that you will be able to enter into the exam at that time. And it is important to note that the exam will be available only at the beginning of that. As soon as the exam time occurs, you will need to click on the button under the instructions that will state that this tool needs to be loaded into a new browser window, because Wiley is utilized to administer the exam on Canvas. You also want to ensure that your pop-up blockers are disabled. So you want to check your browser settings to allow pop-ups and redirects during the exam. If you face any technical issues during the scheduled exam time, please send me an email immediately during the scheduled exam time. Do not wait until after the exam time. Your email needs to be sent during the scheduled exam time. And you need to attempt all of the following. You want to check your browser settings for the pop-up blocker. You also want to check your internet connection. Another thing to do is to try a different browser. It is always a good idea to have more than one internet browser available on your device. And also you want to restart your computer or try another device if available. You also want to make sure that you have a charged device prior to the exam. And if needed, you want to arrange for reliable transportation to utilize the free drive-up Wi-Fi in parking lot 1 on campus. Our exam 1 is fully online, and it will be administered using Wiley Plus in our Canvas course site. Our exam 1 will be available to take during the time frame noted in our course schedule. Right now I'm displaying the time frame for the fully online course section, which has an expanded time frame for fully online students. All students have a time limit on their exam, which is 120 minutes. So if you're taking this class in a hybrid course format, you also have 120 minutes to take the exam, but your available time will be during our normal class meeting time. There is one attempt on the exam, and you need to make sure that you take the exam on the date noted in our course schedule. When the exam time ends, all answers submitted will be automatically graded by Wiley, and the grades area in Canvas will be updated. So if you're taking our class as a fully online class, you really need to make sure that you take that exam as early as possible during the day, and that is the reason why it's available as early as 6 o'clock a.m. Please do not wait until later in the day to take your exam, and please note that if you try to enter into the exam after 9 p.m., you probably will not receive a full 120 minutes to take your exam, because at 11 p.m., all of the answers will be submitted. If you're taking this class as a hybrid class, your exam will only be available to take during the scheduled time for our class meetings. And after our class meeting time ends, that is when your answer will be submitted. Please note that exam 1 cannot be taken on any other day or any other time. So you want to ensure that you make yourself available to take the exam during the date and time noted in our course schedule. and to ensure that you have a charged computer and stable internet connection during the scheduled time. If you need to make any arrangements, you want to make those arrangements prior to the exam and arrange for a backup plan. So your backup plan would include a charged laptop and reliable transportation to Cypress College in case if you may face any technical difficulties with your computer or your internet. There are no makeup exams for our Accounting 101 classes, and this is noted in our course syllabus. And a student's exam will be completed in one attempt and cannot be accessed again. Some important reminders for exam 1. The exam format has 28 multiple choice questions and 6 exercises allocated amongst chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each multiple choice question and each exercise is required to be answered in one attempt only. And students will need a computer, internet access, and a calculator to take the exam. You will be able to access the exam through the Wiley Plus link that will be posted in the exams module. The Wiley link for the exam will be made available only at the start of our exam time. And please ensure that you submit your answers in Wiley prior to the end of the exam time. Please make sure that you are not waiting until near the end of the exam time to submit your answers. You should be submitting your answers as you go through each and every question. There are some questions that are worth more points. There will be some questions that will be worth less points. You can imagine that the exercises that are on exam 1 will be worth more points than the multiple choice questions. Please make sure that you keep track of your time. The exam time starts as soon as you click on the link, and at the end of the exam availability time, that is when Wiley will automatically grade your exam. So if you're setting your own personal clock or timer, just realize that Wiley has its timer, and exactly at the exam end time, when the availability ends, that is when Wiley will grade your exam. So it's important to enter in the exam as soon as the start time begins in order to allow yourself the maximum time allowed. It is highly recommended that you prepare a notes page, especially for the formulas covered in chapters 1 through 4. This is not intended to be an open book, open note exam. You need to prepare for this exam in order to address all of the questions and exercises within the time allotted. During the exam period, the weekly chapter course modules will be unpublished, so there will be no student access to any of the resources that we have as part of our Canvas website for students. All of those resources need to be reviewed, and you need to practice before the exam. Some tips to help you prepare for exam 1. Students should be practicing questions and activities for a few hours each day. It's recommended 2 or 3 hours each day for this 5-unit course, at least 3 to 5 days before taking the exam, to be proficient and prepared in completing questions and activities similar to the questions on the exam. You can utilize practice problems, videos, and the resources linked in each of the Canvas modules prior to the exam. I also recommend attending supplemental instruction and making an appointment with an accounting tutor. And both of these free resources are provided through the Library and Learning Resource Center, especially if you want to have some individual assistance in studying the harder concepts from the chapters. And also if you want to practice some more in a group setting, supplemental instruction can be very helpful. Please note, once again, if you face any technical issues during the scheduled exam time, you need to send me an email immediately and attempt all of the following. You need to check your internet browsers for the pop-up blocker, check your internet connection, try another internet browser, restart your computer or try another device if available, and also be prepared with your backup plan. In case if you need to bring your laptop, it's already charged, and utilize the free drive-up Wi-Fi in parking lot 1 on campus. Our campus also has some computer labs available, but if that needs to be an option, please make sure that you research the availability and actually visit the computer labs if that is something that you do want to consider. Good luck on your exam, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy studying!